was able to check out the film Dead Giveaway and talk a little bit with the director Ian Kimble. Can you describe the film in 3 words?
Oh, uh, that's really good. I would say madcap, zany, and bloody.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think those are great descriptors, yeah.
yeah.
Congratulations on this film. It was such a fun film. I was wondering what inspired you to make this story?
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So it's very much. I was very much inspired by my two older sisters. They were the ones when I was a kid that really got me into watching movies. They especially got me into horror movies when I was a little too young. It was always fun. You know what I mean? Like they were never scary. They were never trying to scare me. It was always like a fun experience. And so the two lead characters in this, Joe and Leah, are very, very much uh, interpretations, I guess, of my two big sisters and how they act and talk and their banter and stuff. So it was yeah, that was the biggest inspiration.
Well, that's so cool that it started out as a short and then you made it into like a feature-length film. What inspired you to make it into the feature-length
I
film?
mean, I think there was just so much more story to tell with these two characters. Like when I made this short, it was very, I mean, obviously it was short, but it didn't really give a lot of the backstory. The roommate character Sarah didn't really do anything; she was just a roommate. So it was just they were such interesting characters to me, and it was so fun to tell their stories. So it made it exciting to have the possibility to expand it and dig a little bit deeper and kind of get them into a little bit more trouble, I guess. uh it was a lot of fun.
I love the cast so much. I thought everyone had such great chemistry. Everyone was so funny. How did like the casting come about for the film?
That's a great question. So Ruby signed on first. Ruby was there actually a couple of years ago, and was really essential into kind of getting things moving forward. And then once Michaela got involved, I spoke to her, and she just got it. You know, she's a big horror movie fan. She very much understood the banter. She understood the relationship, and then when the two of them sat down together, it was just out of this world. Um, and then, ironically enough, Buddy, who plays Mark, gets tied up in the chair. Um, he had worked on a movie previously with Scout, and he's a good friend of mine. We've worked together a bunch, and he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you should call Scout for this other role." And I talked to her, and she showed up, and it was just like gangbusters. You know what I mean? Like everything. We had a great time as soon as she got there. So yeah, I was very lucky. It made my job incredibly easy working with a bunch of very talented, funny people.
That's amazing. So, what are your like horror movie influences?
You know what's so funny is like when it comes to this movie, there wasn't really a lot of horror influences. Like it was movies like Breathless, Pulp Fiction, a lot more of like the dark comedy crime stuff. But for me, I think as far as horror is concerned, I really love, the classics are always easy to point to, like Texas Chainsaw and such. I really love the old Universal monster movies. Um, and I loved the original ones first, but then uh, I really fell in love with like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and Meet the Wolfman and stuff. And so I think this is Dead Giveaway is a pretty good interpretation of uh, Abbott and Costello meet the Wolfman kind of thing.
Can you share like a fun experience y'all had while making the movie? Like, was there anything crazy that happened on set?
With people like that, we had fun constantly. Like it was a very, very funny set. It was just such funny people, and not just the cast, right? Like the crew is all just comprised of very funny, very talented people. So like pointing at one moment is so hard because without exaggeration, like every day, every hour, there was just like something funny happening, and people kind of doing a lot of different random things. One thing I'll point out that I thought was really great was we were upstairs in the bathroom shooting one of those scenes, and there's an arm on the toilet. And so I'm looking through the camera, and like me and the special effects girl and somebody else, we're trying to figure out like how to position it, like how to make it look good. And downstairs in the house, there was a monitor set up and a bunch of crew sitting there. And as we'd move it, we'd hear them like, no, no, like I'd hear this like chorus of opinions downstairs. And then finally we put it in this one position. Everybody downstairs like, yeah, like they all cheered. It's like, okay, I guess that's where the arm goes. We just rolled the camera from there. So it was that all the time. It was a really, really fun shoot.
I love like the practical effects y'all used. Explain how that kind of worked out.
My art department was incredible, especially Izzy Eisel, who she's the main special effects. She is just a wizard when it comes to that stuff, and she really loves it. And practical is really important to me. I think just about we only had like a couple of very minor VFX shots, and they were just kind of like touch up things. But yeah, all of it was very, very practical. And I think when you work with people who love that and like, you know, communicating to them, it was very easy for me to communicate to them like, hey, I need this to be like go off, like have fun, go nuts, do whatever you want. Like I would rather pull you back than have to push you forward. And they met that challenge. They met it big time. They just came at me with everything that they had. And again, like when you're working with talented people and you give them that freedom to do cool stuff like that, they show up and they surprise me every day. So I was really lucky.
Since this movie is primarily about girls wanting to make it to brunch, what's your go-to brunch order?
Oh, always an omelet. I'm a sucker. But then if there's pancakes or French toast on the menu, like I'm gonna ask somebody to split it with me just so I don't feel bad for ordering it, and then I eat the majority of that. So, that feels like the right way to handle a brunch.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me today. I really appreciate it, and I really love the film. I
Oh,
can't wait to
please.
see where it goes.
Yeah, thank you. I love it. Thanks so much.
Lift the sheet.
Ew, no, you do it.
I don't want to.
Yeah, well, bummer.
I'm not lifting the sheet.
Lift the sheet!
Oh. Oh, ew, 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 ew.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
You're dangerous.
No, I'm not. I'm really nice.
Nice in that Aline Warnos kind of way.
Oh, my God.
Look at that. You do keep knives under your pillow.
What? This is my good kitchen knife.
At least you used your good one.
But how did it get up here?
You brought it up here?
Why would I bring my kitchen knife up here?
To stab a guy.
Can I say something? I'm surprised I made out with him.
You remember making out with him?
I really don't. I really don't. I remember making out with somebody, but not him. I feel like I would recognize him.
Might be kind of hard with all the knife wounds.
There's just something about him. He's not really my type.
Yeah, standards get loose when you're drunk.